How's it, guys? Today's video will be about ICT PD arrays. We are going to look at what is a PD array, what are the different types of PD arrays, and how to trade them. But before going into the video itself, please hit that subscribe button, like, and share this video. Let's go to the video, guys. Okay, guys, now let's talk about what is a PD array. A PD array simply refers to two things. The P is for premium area and the D is for discount area. So basically, PD arrays are arrays that are found in a premium and or discounted market. To put it in simple terms, in order for the market to move, there must be liquidity in the market, and the market will move from one side of liquidity to the other side of liquidity. So the market will move from a premium liquidity to a discounted liquidity, or from a discounted liquidity to a premium liquidity. So now that we understand that the market moves from premium to discount and or from discount to premium, what do? You have to buy in a discounted market and sell in a premium market in order to maximize your profit, right? That's what you do. But first, before you do that, you must understand how to look for a premium and a discounted area. How do you look for a premium and discounted area? So let's use this example here. If you want to look at premium of this market from this leg, you take out your fib here from this high. This is the highest high that you can see on the screen. This is the first leg here, and you put it at this low, this low. So what you have here is you have your Fibonacci, which determines which is a premium and which is a discount. So the line in the middle here, this is known as your equilibrium. That means the middle part of your range. So anything above this line here is your premium market, and anything below here is your discounted market. So now what do you do with this information? Now that you know that you have your premium market and you must sell in a premium market in order to maximize your profit, what do? You must look for PD arrays or P array, premium arrays, which are in this market, in this premium market that you can sell from, because you do not just sell because the market is in the premium. Where are you going to sell? So the first thing that we are going to look at is what are the different types of PD array. Basically, we have 5 major PD arrays. There are more, but let's discuss 5 in this video. I may make more video about this later, but let's discuss 5. We're going to discuss first the order block, the breakup block, the mitigation block, the fair value gap, which includes the inversion fair value gap, the volume imbalance, and the gaps. Those are the 5 main PD arrays that are mostly known by many people. So if you want to master trading, just master that. The first premium PD array that we're going to discuss is the order block. So before we discuss it, we have to define it. What is an order block? Well, you can define an order block as a series of candles or a single candle that are or is responsible for a change in a state of market delivery. So what does that mean? If you look at your screen here, you have the market making a series of higher highs and higher lows. So this is a higher high, this is a high high, this is a high high, this is a higher low, this is a higher low. So whenever we see this, we have a break of structure to the upside. This confirms to us that the market is going up. But whenever we see a break of structure to the downside, then we change this into a liquidity sweep. We know this was not a break of structure, this was a liquidity sweep. And now we have a market structure shift. Whenever a candle closes below this market structure shift, then we go into the leg of this higher low and this higher high. We look at our series of candle or a single up candle that is responsible for our break of structure. So if you look at this, all this will be your order block. All this candle will be your order block from this candle to this candle. At the very top part of this candle will be where your order block will be, the sweet spot of your order block. So now what you do, you either reduce your order block to the last up candle, or you either use all this candle and use the equilibrium of it. What does that mean? You take out your fib again, put it here, put it here. Then what you do is, this is an entire order block. What you do, then how do you trade it? You get your entry at the 50% of it. So your entry will be something like this. At the 50% here, your entry will be something like this. You take your entry at the 50% of this entire order block, which is a series of up candles, and you hide your stop loss just above this protected low. It's protected high because the market is now showing us that it's willing to go bearish, because now we're in a bearish market because of this relative equal lows and this market structure shift here. So that's your order block. Now let's go to the next PD array. The next PD array that we're going to talk about is your breakup block. So what is a breakup block? The breakup block is when the market makes a low, then it makes a high, then it makes a lower low by sweeping this structure to the downside, by sweeping this liquidity, and then the market shifting higher and closing above this previous high. So what you do in this instance, you look at your from the leg of this high, of this low to this high, that's where your breakup blocks will form. So your bullish breakup block will be the up candle or a series of up candles that are in this leg. So the sweet spot, like I said, is the last up candle here. You use the candle, not use the candle bodies and not the wick, or you can use the entire, two candles. So what you do in this instance, you again wait for the market to retrace into the order block here, into the breakup block here, and you take your buy position at the 50% of the breakup block, and you target your liquidity high. You can target this intermediary liquidity or this intermediary high, and you hide your stop loss, because if you hide your stop loss here, it's going to be a huge stop loss. You hide your stop loss just below this low here, which was swept before, right? That's your breakup block. Your breakup block is when the market makes a low, then it makes a high, then it makes a lower low by breaking the previous low, then displacing higher and making a market structure shift. So when you see the market structure shift, you go from the leg of this low and this high, and that's where your breakup block will form, which will be a series of up candle or a single up candle in a bullish order breakup block example. Wait for the market to tap into the 50% or open of the breakup block, and you take your position there and you write your position higher. So that's going to be something like that. So now let's go to the next PD array. The next PD array is our mitigation block. The mitigation block is almost similar to the breakup block in that you have the market making a low and the market making a high and the market failing to make a lower low. So the market does not sweep this liquidity to the downside, right? So it fails to make a lower low. Instead, it makes a lower high, and it proceeds by breaking structure to the upside, confirming that now we are bullish. So where will your breakup block form? Your mitigation block will form in between the leg of this low and this high. So the top part of this candle will be your sweet spot, but all in all, this is your mitigation block. With the mitigation block, I like to use the candle that are there before this low was made. So you can use this candle here because this candle came below this one. So you can use this candle here. So what you do is you wait for the market to return into this mitigation block at the 50% of it, and you can target your intermediary high or these highs, and you hide your stop loss just below this protected low. That's your mitigation block. Okay, guys, the next PD array that we're going to discuss is the fair value gap. We're going to discuss the fair value gap, the inversion fair value gap, and the gap combined together because they are basically the same thing. So what is a fair value gap? A fair value gap is a consecutive candle pattern whereby the low of the first candle, this low, does not overlap with the high of the third candle, right? So the space in between where the wicks do not overlap is known as a fair value gap. So you have three candles: candle number one, candle number two, candle number three. Candle number one slow does not overlap with the third candle's high. So what that means is you have a space here. That means the market was inefficient. That means it's a fair value gap. The market is inefficient, is an imbalance. So what is the inversion fair value gap? An inversion fair value gap is a fair value gap that has turned the market upside down. So what that means is you have a fair value gap here. When you have a fair value gap, you expect the market to tap into this fair value gap and push the market into the direction that it was going. So now we have a CB here. So we expect the market to come into the CB and continue going down. So whenever we see the market closing below or above the fair value gap here, now this fair value gap turns into what is known as an inversion fair value gap. Why? Because it's no longer taking the market down. Now it's going to take the market into the opposite direction, into a bullish position, right? So what you do is you wait for the market to come in into the, well, as soon as the candle closes, you take your position here at the open of it, hide your stop loss below this candle or this candle's low here, and you target high. You can target whatever high you want to target. You look left, you see whatever high that you can target on the left, and that's where you can take your positions. All right. With the fair value gap, it's going to be something different because you're waiting for the market to, let's say this is your fair value gap here. You're waiting for the market to come and tap into this fair value gap before going higher. So what you do is you look for the fair value gap here at the 50% of it, which is here, and you take your position and you write the market. You can target this high and you hide your stop loss just below the third candles, the first candles, the second candles low. So what you do is this is going to be your position. So discussing gaps and volume imbalance. The volume imbalance is different with the fair value gap in that it's a situation where you have two candles. It's no longer three candles, but it's two candles where the wicks overlap, but the bodies of the candles do not overlap. That's a volume imbalance. And a gap is a complete space between two candles. Candle number 1 does not overlap with candle number 2 with both the bodies and the wicks. Okay, so in order to not make the video too lengthy, guys, I'm gonna stop here. Maybe I'll continue with this video some other time, but all you have to know is PDRs these are the 5 most commonly used PDRs and the most commonly appearing PDRs in the market, which is the order block, the breakup block, the mitigation block, the fair value gap, and the inversion block. Yes, there are other things, there are the propulsion block and other stuff, but you just have to know about these 5 for now. Okay, if you have enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, liking, and commenting. We'll see you next time. Peace out.